second passage, brilliant structure, right? Here's one proposal for multicultural education, and here's a criticism of that proposal. Okay, well, here's another proposal, and here's another criticism, and that is that. So when they ask us what the main point is to say all that, you know. There are criticisms of two different proposals. And that leaves us obviously with D or E. And answer choice D, what is that noise? The critics don't disagree. Come on. All right, number 9. What would the critics in that second paragraph, so that first group of critics, how would they feel about these answer choices? And it has to be just what they said. In line 20, value systems have arisen in often radically different social and historical circumstances, and thus. So, if their argument is that their value systems have arisen in radically different historical and social circumstances, and that for that reason there is something that we can believe, then they absolutely have committed themselves to believing that the historical and social circumstances in which your value systems arise can have an effect on those value systems. And that's how we know absolutely that answer choice B is true. The author said it. We know it. For number 10, the organization of the passage, we answered this already. The main point was that there are these two proposals and these two criticisms, and it was proposal, criticism, or answer choice C. That was easy, right? That was easy. For number 11, why did we call it modest? Go back to the passage. What did we say about it in line 8-ish? The most modest, blah, 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 teaching which proceeds from within the context of the majority culture. So the most modest is you're just teaching it, right? So, yeah, it calls for the least amount of change, and there's no change to the system. You just teach it. Notice that A, C, D, and E are all the opposite of what we described in that. That one didn't do any of those things. It did like the opposite of those things. So I guess pay attention to what it is you're being asked. For number 12, that second group of proponents, you know, the second proposal, what would they have found objectionable? And so again, it's about what the author said they thought. In line 30, the values of one culture should not be standards by which others are judged, each culture taken on its own terms. So what would they find objectionable? Some instance where you used your values to judge another culture. Oh, look at answer choice D. We've done just that. Right? Put your thumb on the place in the passage where it says it, and that's how you know you got the right answer. Wow, that leaves us only question 13. We want to object to that second group of critics. Once again, we start with what they said. In line 59, according to the second group, according to the objection raised by the second group, it is only by adopting the often non-scientific perspectives and methods of the cultures studied that real understanding can be achieved. So the only way to do it is to adopt the other culture's methods and values. Let's weaken that. What if it is impossible to adopt the perspectives and methods of a culture unless you're a member of it? Well, there goes that theory. And there goes that passage. Alright, so in that video I showed you why all the right answers are right. I didn't show you how I read the passage. How I read the passage in such a way that I can anticipate most of the questions I'm going to be asked and the right answers to those questions. I didn't show you how I select which passage to do. I didn't give you a method of dealing with reading comp. That's because I think that's where the value's at. Now, if you agree with me that having a methodological, systematic means of kicking the LSAT where it counts is worth paying for, then check out that link and you can see a list of our current course offerings and prices. And if you don't, that's cool too. Keep making as best use you can of these free videos and tell all your friends how awesome we are. Although if you thought that was awesome, Wait till you see what's in the paid course.